Thank you, Ashley. Thank you so much, AIME, for having me today. I'm very excited to talk to you guys about AI, lead generation, all sorts of good stuff. So I just wanted to, oh, right here, looking for the clicker. No, you're good. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Well, I think we already did that. Okay, so the theme for today really is covering how people do business with people. And connection causes results. And how can we leverage technology to be able to grow our businesses and scale them by 10xing our voice, as we say at Bonzo, without losing our voice and our brand. So today, Bonzo, if anyone's heard of it, we are a full platform CRM and conversation tool. So I'm going to use some examples and data from Bonzo, but relate it back to a bunch of AI tools that hopefully you guys can implement into your current CRM or similar. Okay, so we're going to dive into some prospect data that we pulled out of Bonzo. We have millions of prospects on Bonzo in hundreds of different campaigns. And we looked at about 10 million prospects for this data on a couple hundred campaigns. And we're going to assess top performers versus low performers and what they're doing, and hopefully give you guys some tips for your own playbook, and again, incorporate AI tools. So here you'll see response rates based on types of leads. So triggers, everyone knows what trigger leads are. Intent leads are leads that you might be purchasing where they're actually going on and filling out like a lead form with intent to fill out a lead to speak with you. Recruiting and referral partners. So as you can see, referral partners have the strongest conversation, right? Because we're doing business with people. And then this page is talking about the different types of leads, but then the actual response rates based on event type. So I'm sure no surprise that SMS has the highest, right? Email is 5%, phone is 17%, and SMS is 78%. So why is SMS so effective? It's not invasive, right? We all have our phones on us. It's quick to respond. It's easy for the end receiver to read and respond to. And at Bonzo, we've identified this and have built out an entire platform to make texting super easy, but not lose your voice and your brand by making it hyper-personalized. So not only is the type of communication and event type that you use important, but also how quick you're responding, right? So we can see here that within 0 to 2 minutes, there's 92% conversion of people responding. But that's not really ideal, right, in our world to always respond to messages within 0 to 2 minutes. So it's important that we're leveraging, again, technology and AI to help us, but not lose our voice and our brand, which I'll get to some examples of how you can leverage those technologies to ensure that it still sounds like you when you're responding, if that makes sense. And then you can see 5+ minutes, 37%. So we want to win more with opportunities, conversations, and conversion. Follow-up. So it's not just event type and how quickly we're responding, but it's also, are we just sending something out on day one, or are we following up and continuing that engagement over time? Again, we're all busy. Sometimes we receive a message, and then we might not get back to it, but we want to stay top of mind with our leads. So on day one, you can see, I thought this was kind of surprising, 13%, but then days 2 through 5, it jumps up to 38%, and then again, days 11 through 20. So it just kind of shows when I have that ongoing nurture and I'm continuing to reach out, how critical and important that is. And then this is specific data of conversion to your application. So again, it kind of is consistent with the last slide, but you can see day 1 is 5%. It jumps to 7% for days 2 through 5. But then if I go to 21 plus days, 51%. So it shows when you're getting those leads in, how much engagement and further nurture, and how we need to leverage tools to help remind us and continue to have that engagement, because we don't have time on our cell phones, right, to continue just to reach out and remind ourselves to be reaching out on a cadence. Okay, so this is going to assess top performers versus low performers on Bonzo. And you can see those people that are following all of those previous things I mentioned, using more texting, having that consistency, that speed of response, much higher percentages on the left versus the right. So what are So what are the 6 core items that are differentiating those top performers from those low performers? So we already know faster response times, right? Follow up longer, the care framework. If we can care at scale, we're going to win more relationships. And then the ask framework, so asking simple questions that people can easily answer. And then doubling up on SMS, email, and voice. If they're seeing you in multiple different ways, hopefully then they're going to engage. Sometimes you have to identify the best way someone wants to communicate with you. And then leveraging video, right? People want to see you, they want to feel you, they want to have a comfort with who they're doing business with. So again, those top performers are responding an average of 2 minutes or less, whereas those low performers are not. Top performers are nurturing their leads for over 45 days. And low performers that we've been noticing on Bonzo, it's almost non-existent. And so if we want to incorporate that care framework to kind of define care, right? C is for conversational, intent to drive a response. A, actionable, where are you leading them? R, relatable, are you selling them or connecting? And E, easy, is your message easy to digest and take action? So I think the key piece here is that we're caring, but is it easy to digest? We don't want to be, if we want to drive that connection one-to-one, we don't want to be sending this like massive long message where they're getting lost, right? So are we just selling them, or are we also connecting with them? And so here are some from that like ask framework. Here are some examples of how easy it is to incorporate just basic, simple questions to get them to respond and engage with you, right? So for example, the second example there is, hey, just sent you a quote. I sent it to insert in their email address. Did you receive it? Simple things for them to engage and respond with you and begin that one-to-one conversation, especially if you're using automation from the start. And to make this even stronger, you want to use that multi-omni approach, right? Doubling up on SMS, email, and video. You want them to see you in several different ways and be able to connect with you with how they prefer to communicate. You want them to hear us, see us, and really respond. So here's kind of, I guess, a playbook best practice of what we have inside of Bonzo. This works really well for recruiting or converting those trigger leads or things like that. You may not do such an overkill with some of your leads from your referral partners and things like that, but the idea is that you have that ongoing nurture, and again, you're leveraging a platform similar to Bonzo where you're able to do this really effectively, and it's not all one-to-one like from your cell phone or one-to-one email. So here are, again, some additional stats. You can tell I love statistics, right? But SMS sees an average of 98% open rate. That's crazy, right? Compared to email, which is 28%. And then if your average conversion for SMS is 29% compared to 5% with email. And then if you combine both SMS and email together, it improves that conversion to 48%. So if I want to, add some of that of like, hey, if I want to send out a text saying, hey, it's Amanda here at Bonzo, I just sent you an email with more information, check it out, they're more likely to check that email if I'm doubling up. And then, I guess I already gave that example for the last bullet. Okay, and then here are a couple more stats about just how using all of this together impacts your overall conversion by 70%. Your CTR increased by 300%, which is a great stat. Adding the word video in the subject line of your email or in the context of like the text of the text message boosts open rates by 20% just by saying, check out my video. And then the length of the video matters a lot. So I'm sure you guys all are like me when I'm like scrolling through my social media feed, whether it's TikTok or Instagram or things like that. If I'm not interested in the first couple of seconds, I'm moving on to the next video, right? So probably not a surprise that if your video is between 0 and 20 seconds, 90% watch rate. When you hit that 1 to 2 minutes, it decreases down to 35%. So really important that we're keeping it, again, simple, right to the point, engaging, and having them respond. So again, putting video in the subject line really, really helps. We want to add that personalization. So if you have a platform like Bonzo where you're able to put in, their first name and add some merge tags, right? It's going to help by increasing 35% for them to actually retain what they're watching. And then the personalized video can help boost conversations by 500% and also have click-through rates of 8 times more than a non-personalized video. Those are insane stats, right? So here's an example of our co-founder of Bonzo, Jason Perkins. What's wild about this video in particular is this is his AI avatar. So we're launching a feature inside of Bonzo where you can actually put in merge tags into it where it's actually gonna, like, if I type out a script that says, hi Jennifer, hi Julie, whoever it might be, it's actually, my AI avatar is actually going to say those like merge tags, those words. So when the video is sent out, it's very personalized, right? It's not just a basic, hey, it's Amanda at Bonzo. Instead it's, hey Julie, it's Amanda here at Bonzo. And our AI avatar picks up like your mannerisms. So you guys can see I talk with my hands a lot. So my AI avatar, my hands are like going everywhere, which is kind of funny. And you can do this at scale, right? So think bigger, like milestone updates. If, you could have your AI avatar go out and say, thanks so much for submitting your application, Julie, or, hey, congrats, you're clear to close, and really customize that video. So here's the fun stuff with AI, right? So it's great if you have that communication tool, but how do we scale it next level? By incorporating AI. If you guys are like me, AI is just changing so fast, it's mind-boggling. What I share today may not even be relevant 6 months from now, right? Because there's always new tools and new things. But I'm going to talk about 5 ways AI can immediately impact your business. So number 1, drive efficiency. Number 2, personalization. 3, self-drive. 4, social media. And 5, data forecasting. So in each of these slides for each of those 5 ways, I'm going to give some AI, like actual tools that you guys could look into further to actually implement into your business. So for example, TLDV is best for recording and summarizing Zoom and Google Meet meetings. So if you guys have a lot of those meetings, great to have those, summaries. Superhuman is like your assistant on steroids. So if you want a superhuman to help and aid with some of that, great. Ayla is an interesting platform that was actually founded by 2 previous employees at Zillow, so familiar with the industry. They listen to your calls, pull keywords out, and help input that data into your CRM or similar and create actionable steps. And then of course, Bardeen, automated data entry, scraping, and workflow tasks. So the idea is helping take the admin work out of your business and start to create those actionable steps. So Ayla is just, a further example. So helping you spend more time selling, maybe you save some money not relying on your LOA or other people to do some of the work for you, and providing those summary, those personal details, and actionable steps. It can actually integrate with your calendar and tasks and all that good stuff as well. So personalization. If any of you guys are trying to grow your teams or recruit, this is a great AI feature for that. 7 Cents can help you create like drip campaigns and efficiency for the best times to send communication. So I know sometimes I'm always like curious, like, well, if I send a text, is it better at 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. or when might be the best time for my audience to receive messaging? 7 Cents is great for that. Persado is extremely affordable, and it's copy that is really easy to incorporate that emotional aspect, personalization, which again, we want to build those connections with people, and we never want them to feel like it is a blast or it's not one-to-one. So when I am sending my communication out, I really want it to feel one-to-one and like they're communicating with my cell phone still. Mutiny is personalized website contact dynamically based on visitor data. I didn't know this was possible. It's pretty cool. So essentially, when like I have like a lead visit my website, the website will update to reflect content relevant to that person based on analytics of that prospect in real time. So that's just crazy. And then right message, it tailors website call to actions based on the user segment as well. So again, updating in real time and driving them to where you want them to be to help convert. Next, I have self-drive. So the third one, Reggie AI, which is AI-driven voice and messaging automation. Bonzo, which is AI-powered real-time call coaching and follow-up insights. So if any of you guys have maybe a team, right, where you want to provide some real-time coaching, Bonzo is really cool because you can plug it into your dialing system and give real-time feedback, like, say this, don't say that. It actually is like kind of in your ear, helping you with those calls and with conversion. Or if maybe you hire someone a little bit newer to the industry, again, really cool to help them and guide them through that. Replicant AI voice assistant that handles automated customer service and follow-ups. And then Lindy is really cool because it helps set appointments for you. Social media. So not only do we want to be branding ourselves through our communication, but also promoting that on our social media. So again, if people are hearing from us through voice, email, text, and then we're also connecting with them on our social media, we want to be able to continue that brand and that voice on social media platforms. And we need sometimes help probably with content and then also consistency. Consistency is key in social media. So real estate content AI, which is something that Bonzo is integrated with and super cool, but it's realtor and mortgage-specific content created and posted on your social media feeds. So again, you're adding value, right, to your viewers. Remention AI is AI-powered social monitoring on X, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Copy AI creates engaging social captions, text, and blog snippets. Lately is turn long-form content into bite-sized social media posts. So that's important because, again, we know that the shorter the content, the more likely they're going to be reading it. And then Opus AI takes long-form videos into social media content as well. And then last but not least, data forecasting. So 6 Sense is great for recruiting. It's AI-driven predictive analytics and lead scoring. So assessing those recruits and helping you convert those recruits based on their analytics. Lead IQ, AI-powered lead enrichment, helping enhance the prospect data and prioritize which leads you should be reaching out to. Clearbit, AI-powered prospect enrichment, prioritizing leads and adding missing data and intent signals, right? And then Clarity, which is revenue forecasting for sales pipelines. This, again, is so important in our business. If we're not forecasting, you're not converting as much, right? Another AI tool, so Jason Perkins, who I showed earlier, who is one of our co-founders of Bonzo, in a matter of seconds, he used Lovable, which is like a dev AI site where you can create really easy resources or websites. So think either internally at your company for resources or potentially for your clients or leads to see. So he created this, like I said, in a matter of seconds using AI. It's called Lovable. But basically it tracks keywords for loan officers complaining about their company, and it's going to generate like a site and show you all those complaints and pull them out of the web, which is kind of cool. And then he also created one that he called Matt Watchdog, and essentially every single time Matt is in the news, you would get notified, and you would know what's being said. So think bigger, right? Like what you guys could do internally with your teams, but then also what maybe value you could be providing to your clients and leads, referral partners, et cetera. So where is Bonzo's next focus on AI? We're generating a lot of cool things inside where you have automated lead nurturing, right? So you're able to send personalized text, emails, voicemails, things like that based on client and lead behavior. Conversational AI, again, we know that 0 to 2 minutes is really, really important, but you're not always right in front of your computer or your cell phone to always respond, right? You're busy at closings, you want to give those people attention if you're taking an application in person, things like that. So we're implementing AI chatbots to help engage with them and really be your voice, right? Hyper-personalized. Smarter follow-ups, helping you with your calendars, your tasks, your management, so you know exactly what those priorities are on a daily basis. And the last one is predictive engagement scoring, so helping you rank those leads. So when you're logging into your CRM, you're knowing exactly what's a priority for the day. And then our parent company is MMI. And so we're also super focused on AI there, where we're improving a lot of our data enrichment with better contact data. Monitor base, where you can use credit level data on top of the prospect for enrichment. Home search, an AI-powered home search, which is really cool. And then our Refinder tool, that's allowing you to see all of your refinance opportunities, and again, power with that data enrichment and pushing it into a CRM like Bonzo to have that automation. That is what I had for today.